Hi, welcome back. My name is Jay Oza. I teach, mentor, and coach people on public speaking so that they can give winning high stakes speeches, whether it's for a job interview, a business meeting, or even a conference. Today I want to focus on job interview. You have probably heard that getting a job is a numbers game. I agree, but what does that even mean? Does that mean that you just keep on applying, sending out hundreds of resumes, and hoping that one of them lands you a job? No, actually, it is a numbers game, but it's a different kind of numbers game. And nobody's ever explained this. And people I come across in my coaching practice and even talking to friends and relatives that they go to so many interviews, they send out hundreds of resumes, and they're still not successful. And the common phrase I always hear from them is, well, getting a job is a numbers game. And since they're not my client, I can't really explain to them that it is and it also isn't. It isn't the way they understand it. So how do I understand numbers game? When you're interviewing, the thing you have to figure out is what can the person that you're interviewing with can say yes to? Okay? Because everything else is a no. The mindset is no, no, no. I'm not going to hire this person. No, no, no. This person doesn't have this background. Until you know what that person can say yes to. And this applies to every single person you meet when you're looking for a job. There's only few things they can say yes to. And what will it get them to say yes? And this is something I've covered in the previous. So before I get into the numbers game, I always say the first question you have to ask is there's a spectrum. Hell no, hell yes. In between, there is lean no, lean yes, and in the middle it's neutral. Okay, so that's where you are in the spectrum. And if it's hell no, then why are you even being interviewed? If it's hell yes, then you're already wasting your time. Okay, so there you know the two ends of the spectrum. So let's get into the numbers game. I just recently had somebody that I was coaching had an interview at Google, and he didn't even make it past the screener. And I was kind of surprised. I said, "What happened?" And the screener sent. I said, "You should find out. What happened? What? Why did you not recommend me?" And she came back and said, "Well, you weren't technical enough. You didn't have enough understanding of the cloud computing, etc." Something like that. So that means this person's yes was you had to be technical at some level, and you had to know about cloud computing. Okay. Now the mistake I made with my client here, and I learned that he should have had a pre-call. Pre-call is very important before you do the actual call. And I think I covered that in a previous video. There's always a need for a pre-call, which is for you to find out if you want to do a call. So remember that. Anytime there is an interview of any kind where there's a high stakes situation, never do it without a pre-call. Pre-call is so that you know you're well prepared for the call and you have a very good chance of being successful. And that's what the numbers game really comes down to. So in the pre-call, the first question you ask is this number. How many people do you interview? Let's say 100. Great, you got that number. This person interviews a lot of people, 100. Okay? What percentage out of those do you recommend to the next step? Percentage, excellent number. This is an information that you need to know. And let's say the person says 10%. Okay? So that means 90 people are that out of 100, 90 people got eliminated. I'm just throwing out these numbers just for this experiment. Okay? Out of those 10%, what was it the 10% qualifications that they had that made you approve them to go to the next step? Need to know that. Now you have all the information you need. That's the yes. Those 10% got the yes. What is it in that 10% that made the screener to say yes? Now could be a screener, could be a manager, could be anybody. You need to know what is somebody can say yes to. Otherwise you're flying blind. You're not going to get the job. You're wasting your time. You've got to know what are the yes. How do you get to the yes? And a lot of times you just answer questions and you don't even know whether you were even prepared to answer that question. So you always need a pre-call. You always need to know the numbers, the total number of candidates the person interviews, and out of those, what percentage actually he or she recommends if this was a screener to the next step. If it was a manager, because remember, the manager is going to see fewer candidates. So manager may have maybe 25 or 20. Out of those 20, how many do you actually approve, hire? Maybe it's 2. So that means, again, 10%. So the number, the 10%, the manager is even, sounds the same, but it's not, right? Because these are the ones that the screener had already approved. Now the manager has taken those 20 and only has approved maybe 2, maybe, I don't know, 2, 5, whatever. So these numbers are very important, and this is why you need to do a pre-call, because until you know that, you can't prepare. You're flying blind. You're wasting your time. And, if you're the kind of person who thinks like once in a blue moon, you might answer a question so well that the person's going to get so impressed that you're going to move to the next step. You don't want to play that kind of game. That's a loser's game. I'm trying to teach you about winner's game. Winners don't play unless they know they have a chance of winning. Okay? That's why you practice. That's why you prepare. That's why you strategize. And that's what, and you keep playing hard till the end. So you got to come up with a winner's mindset, not just playing the game. The winners don't really win at the game level. They win at the pre-game level. Okay? Winners win at the pre-game level, not at the game level. So if you're interviewing for a job, you got to win the pre-call. Forget the call. Call you have no control over, because there, if the person has led you astray, there's nothing you can do about it. But you've got to win the pre-call. Pre-call is all about, do I want to even do the call? And I had a person that I coached, and he did a pre-call with Amazon. And after the pre-call, he contacted me and gave me the information he had gathered. And I told him, look, based on the pre-call, you're not going to do well on the call. And he basically canceled it. He said, that's it. I'm done with it. I'm not going to waste my time. And he did not. And Amazon asked him, why did you do it? And I said, look, you got to tell them the truth, that your process doesn't align with my process. And I don't feel I have a good shot of getting this job. And I don't think they liked the answer. And it appeared that Amazon doesn't get too many of those kind of answers, that somebody just said, no, I'm not interviewing with you. So I'm just trying to point out that you can't just show up at an interview and answer questions. Do a pre-call. A pre-call sets you up for what is the yes the person can say based on the numbers game, and then prepare adequately and focus on how do you get the yes. The rest of the stuff, stay away from it if it doesn't get to the yes, because the yes is what you want. And if you think you got a shot of getting a yes, do the interview. If you think you don't have a shot of getting the yes, don't do the interview. Okay? So think about this. There's a lot that I covered here in this video, and I'll try to summarize it in the description section. But there's a lot here, and it's kind of hard to capture that in this short video. That's why I record a lot of these videos. But if you have any type of a high-stakes situation, it's very hard for me to help you unless you reach out to me and we agree to work together. Okay, so that's available to you. If you have any questions, comments, just put it in the description of the comment section and I'll reply. And like I said, if you ever need help, I'm here to help you at Jayoza, J-A-Y-O-Z at phytoolgroup.com. That's digit phi, tool, T-O-O-L-G-R-O-U-P.com. Okay? And good luck with your next interview. And as always, thank you for watching.